Sharon Tang. Today on 2010 Newsmakers, we have His Excellency, the U.S. Ambassador to Malaysia, Paul W. Jones. Thanks so much for joining us today.
It's great to be with you, Sharon, especially at the holiday season.
Now, the U.S.-Malaysia ties, it has been at basically a high right now, and during her recent official visit to Malaysia, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, she spoke about opportunities, about expanded collaboration in what she called critical areas, such as science and education, with further trade and investment, and perhaps nuclear weapons non-proliferation. Maybe we could elaborate on the sort of collaborations we're looking at.
Well, thank you, Sharon. Yeah, I think when historians look back at this year, at 2010, I think they're going to see a turning point, a significant moment in the relationship between the United States and Malaysia. In some of the areas you mentioned, I think it's a time when the leadership in both our countries recognized that we could be doing more together for our peoples in areas that really matter to people, and maybe we have a lot more in common than we had appreciated before. And so in areas like education, health care, we have Johns Hopkins going to set up the very first medical center outside of the United States for them, and research hospital and medical school. Areas like entrepreneurship, innovation, trade and investment. There are areas where I think we can do a lot more together, and I think that's what Secretary Clinton was referring to. What has struck me during my time here is that as we've started talking about those areas at the governmental level, the response from people has really been quite tremendous. People come up to me all the time and tell me about their Peace Corps experiences with Americans who were here. And I think there's a great desire in both our countries for our peoples to get closer together, and that's something that I'm looking forward to working on.
Okay. You said that you've been encouraged by both the Secretary of State as well as U.S. President Barack Obama to harmonize the relations, to engage in a conversation with you said, with all parties. Now, who are all these parties, and how has that gone so far?
Well, it's going very well, and this is one of the policies, but also I think convictions that President Obama campaigned on, and is very much in line with Secretary Clinton's direction as well. And she actually instructs all ambassadors, and she says, there's a line in her instruction to me which says, you know, I want you to reach out to the humble and the high alike, and we want to connect with everyone in Malaysia. And so that obviously includes, first and foremost, the governmental leaders, and I've really been honored by the reception I've received at the highest levels and throughout the government here. But it obviously extends to business. It extends to students and youth. It extends to former Prime Minister. I had the great honor to call on Tun Mahathir Mohamad last week, and yesterday I was at an event where Tun Ahmed Abdullah Badawi was there as well, and he invited me to call on him. So there's a conversation that I think we can all gain from when we speak to everyone. Civil society here, the opposition, the governing parties. I find civil society here to be very sophisticated and worldly and very constructive. And we have a similar civil society in the United States, and I'd like to see how we can encourage foundations and think tanks to connect more substantially than perhaps they have in the past. So that's what we're talking about, and I think it's going to be an exciting time over the next few years to do that more deeply.
You're also going to meet with, you said, business leaders, with American business leaders, with American companies in Malaysia, to deepen the economic ties and also to identify new opportunities. Have you discovered any? Have you identified any new opportunities?
Well, there's some exciting opportunities happening right now. Yesterday I was down in Malacca for the opening of SunPower's new $1.2 billion investment in solar cells. That is, you know, half of it is built now. It's going to come. It's coming online. They're building the other half. It's already employing 1,000. It will go up to employ 4,000 employees there, and it will also develop jobs in the United States because we're working together in tandem. Coca-Cola, I just went out last week to visit their new plant, a $300 million investment, where they're doing a bottling plant in Malaysia for the very first time. I think there are a lot of similar opportunities being discussed. You know, I don't run business, I can't speak for American business, but there is great interest here in Malaysia in investment and in collaborations at, as the Prime Minister speaks of, at higher levels of knowledge business, and particularly I would think in services and other areas where we can collaborate, create more jobs, create more prosperity for our peoples.
Okay, it's time to take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk about the ongoing Trans-Pacific Partnership talks. Stay tuned.
Never alone this world, but that was when I ruled the world.